what does this film have that the others don't? Well, one thing is the soundtrack. Not only the score from legendary legend Maurice Jarre reuniting with legendary legend Omar Sharif, but the songs of Nick Rivers himself, which are all catchy as hell. The first one we hear is not only the funniest song of the movie, it's one of the funniest comedy songs I've ever heard.
Skeet surfing, skeet surfing. If everybody had a 12 gauge and a surfboard too.
The idea of skeet surfing came from a game the Zaz team played amongst themselves, where they would try to get the most ridiculous lie they could into print whenever they were interviewed.
And they said, what do you guys do in Southern California? And I think that was the origin of surfing. Well,
skeet surfing.
Skeet surfing, where you ride on.
And so we explained the whole thing, and at the end, we were waiting for the guy to say, come on, this is ridiculous. But he said, how do you keep the powder dry? Or something?
Right.
Yeah, how do you keep the gun dry?
Now, according to the liner notes of the limited edition soundtrack CD from La La Land Records, Skeet Surfin' was actually written by Mark Volman and Howard Kalin of the Turtles and Flo and Eddie. But since it was deemed by the lawyers that the melodies came too close to the original Beach Boys tunes, the only songwriters credited in the movie are Brian Wilson, Mike Love, and Chuck Berry.
I wish they all could be double-barreled. Wish they all could be double-barreled guns.
And of course, a Beach Boys pastiche focusing on gunplay is another gag Weird Al would go on to borrow.
Now I'm trigger happy every day.
The next song we hear Nick perform is the only straight cover in the movie. While they didn't put any jokes in the lyrics, the scene is still really funny. The culture clash going on, the look of horror in the face of the maitre d' and the singer who was supposed to perform, it's classic deflating the high society Margaret Dumont stuff. Difference is, most of the high society is actually won over by Nick, and yeah, wouldn't you be? This man is a rock star. You'd be forgiven for assuming that this scene was in part spoofing the Johnny B. Good scene from Back to the Future, except Top Secret came out a year before Back to the Future. Bob, it's Marvin. Your cousin, Marvin Zemeckis? You know that new scene you're looking for? The next couple of songs aren't quite laugh-out-loud hilarious in and of themselves, but they're all perfect pastiches.
How silly can you get? Yeah. How silly can you get? Ooh, yeah.
How Silly Can You Get, written by former Culture Club keyboardist Phil Pickett, is the classic Sorry for Cheating on You ditty, and it gets stuck in my head at least once a week.
Baby, please, spend this night with me.
Spend This Night With Me, written by the Zaz team with Mike Moran, is the classic I'm so desperate for you I can't live without you ballad with visuals to match.
Don't you understand? I'm losing my very mind. I gotta have you with me.
Then there's Are You Lonesome Tonight, a parody of the song that's been recorded by countless artists, including Elvis Presley himself, rewritten as a Macy's ad.
Are you lonesome tonight? Is your kitchen a sight? Is your wardrobe all run down and bare?
Finally, there's Straighten Out the Rug, the classic get out on the floor dance number with some more specific literal instructions and as much energy as you could possibly want.
You gotta straighten the rug. Yeah, straighten the rug. You gotta give it a push. Yeah, give it a shove.
If all this movie gave me was the soundtrack, I would be forever appreciative for that.